What's going on, video land? What's up, what's up, what's up? Or as I used to eloquently say, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Nikki Smith, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. And I am here to just kind of chomp it out with you all today. And this is, I'm saying this to Facebook, to IG, to YouTube, I got this everywhere, guys. I am really trying to help my tribe, my salon entrepreneurs. God has actually expanded that. It was the salon, and now it's personal trainers, and now it's event coordinators, and I got all kind of people now that I'm aligning myself with. But let me talk to you all about what I have discovered in this journey of trying to get it together. You know, I always say we just need to get it together for real, especially those of us that have been in this industry for a really long time. We have struggled with one thing universally. The ones that are coming in it new, the ones that have been in it for a while. Let me tell you, we've all struggled in the area of finances. All of us have. And I have really tried to figure out in my coaching and just my quiet time, trying to analyze how to help myself, how to help people. Why? Why is it that this industry, and I realize it's really not just this industry, but this industry in particular, why do we struggle so bad with finances? And, you know, I've come to realize that it's mainly because we don't really have a lot of examples to follow. Not in this industry. One thing I do find is that when we're younger even, and whether you have your mom and your dad in your life, or one or the other, or both, or none, and maybe you were raised by someone else outside the family, we literally, we kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? We take on, you know, there's this whole argument about whether environment or genetics which one has a stronger force in our lives. But I will tell you that I definitely know environment has a really strong force. We know genetics do unequivocally, but the environment that you're in really will play a key role in how you think. So let me give you an example. I was brought up into a home that had two parents that were completely different about money. No wonder they're not together today. I'm surprised they were together as long as they were. They had a different idea about finances. And what happens is I am learning, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of us don't tend to get it right. I am learning that when you have a different idea about your money, it actually starts to become, or has become, the way you kind of deal with your entire life. If you're very organized with your money, chances are you might be a little more organized in other aspects of your life. It's not 100% proven. But I find that the way we view our money, the way we look at money, and my mother was the stable. She was what I call financially stable. I'm going to go through that a little bit. My father was just financially irresponsible. It just wasn't going to happen with him. And I actually will say my mother was probably a little more than financially stable. She was financially secure. She wasn't financially free, but she was financially secure. And there is a difference, guys. And I want to really kind of hone in on that a little bit with you. But what happens is when you have this idea about money, it starts to guide the way you operate in your life. And I will tell you, when you start trying to get your financial life in order, it is just, I've never seen it happen any other way. When people get their financial life in order or start trying, they automatically start trying to get other things together. It almost just becomes like a tandem of the other things that you do. And it's interesting. So let me just give you some pointers on what I have discovered about finances. And most of us didn't have I at least had a mother that was financially secure. I had a father that was financially irresponsible. And the funny part about it is I literally found myself teeter-tottering between those worlds. I would have moments of financial stability, then security, and then be totally financially irresponsible and do something stupid and have to start back over. And you all get the gist. Most of us didn't have good examples. Most of us didn't, of what it means to financially or to look at your finances in a different way. So, and then let's add on to the fact that we're right brain thinkers, naturally creative people, artists, engineers, people that kind of use their hands to create what they do, and makeup artists, everyone in this industry. we tend not to be very structured at times. We tend not to be very logistical or systematic, or even musicians. You all remember that movie Drumline when he talked about as a person that is very naturally gifted at what it is that you do, you should want to learn more about your craft. Most talented people, this is universal, no matter what the talent is, really believe up until a point that we're going to make it just surviving off our talents. And then something happens as you get older, as life starts, as they say, grabbing you by the horns, and you realize that you got to do stuff different. You start realizing that talent is not going to sustain you. And you start realizing that because you don't think structurally about even your talent, that you probably every dime you get, you spend it. It's in and out. We don't think structured about money. We just don't. It's just not a natural thing. It typically comes a point in our lives where we have to shift and we have to alter how that works in order for us to be able to move forward. So this is something that becomes incredibly a need. We have to do this. So let me break down this. I actually formed an entire PowerPoint, and I'm supposed to be going on live today. I don't know if she's live yet with my girl Tamika James. I'm going to be doing one of the virtual training sessions in her women's conference. I don't know if she's on yet. I'll make sure we chime on after this so you all can hear what we're going to be doing. But this is what I'm going to be talking about. I had a conversation with one of my coachees last week or week before last. And I was talking to her because this is going to be her first time of being able to educate at a huge show. She's going to be at Bronner. I'm so proud of her, doing what she needed to do to get to submit and to get accepted and all of this. But now the real test comes in. Oh my God. Okay, I got submitted and accepted. They accepted these classes. I got the booth. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to monetize this? Because I got real expenses and I got people that I have coming and I got a hotel and I got to get there and I got to fly and I really don't have a lot to sell. And how am I going to monetize this stuff? So this is the conversation. You all that have been there and done this, you get the drill, right? So what has happened is I had to back her up a little bit, and I had to talk to her about one of the things that she sent me as to what she's going to be presenting. And what it said was one of the points or bullet points that she's going to be talking about is about being financially free. And when she said that, because this is already the journey that I'm on in learning and understanding what's the difference, I asked her before she even got through talking, what does that mean to you? What is, if you had to explain to someone, what are you going to talk about? But if you had to just give somebody a definition of what it means to be financially free, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? And what she proceeded to talk about, I knew was not the real definition of being financially free. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to her about when you're presenting topics or subjects or ironclad facts on certain things, you got to do a little homework. You got to be clear about what that means. So let me give you, this is an entire PowerPoint that I'll actually be doing at two entrepreneur conferences that I have to do. Three. And let me break down first. Now, I have a virtual training, two actually. I have one I'm doing with Tamika James, which is part of her women's conference, as well as she's going to have a business conference. If you go on my page, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com, you'll see the one that I'm doing that's only going to be an hour. Now, that one is going to be done January 19th. We're going to come back in. Her and I are going to talk more about that later. Now, the 4-hour session, which obviously costs a little more, is going to be on January 27th. So for those of you all that saw the flyer that I sent out that said January 13th today, that was my mistake. I forgot. I'm not even going to be able to do that today. That was supposed to be for January 27th. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. More than likely, it'll probably go 2 hours over that because they never stay 2 hours. But let me break down what I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about being financially stable first. Let's talk about that. All of us, and let me say this first. I'm going to go financially stable, tell you what that is. I'm going to go into financially secure and tell you what that is. And then I'm going to talk about being financially free. You cannot do them unless you cannot get to being financially free unless you do it in this order. Let me say that there is no skipping. There is no fast tracking to financially free, because money and how we view money and finances is an intellectual experience. See, us creative people, we're used to the energy and these emotional experiences. No, money is not emotional. When you become good with your money is when you take your emotions out of it and you're actually able to make sound decisions totally outside of how you feel or how somebody else feels or what somebody else thinks you should do. That's when you get better with your finances because you start to think more intellectually and not emotionally. So first thing is, this is what I'm reading here, y'all. Financially stable. You live slightly beneath your means because you are well aware of the fact that all things that make someone financially stable start with having a little extra wiggle room, just a little extra wiggle room in your budget for savings and or paying off debt. Now that's real simple. I'm gonna break it down better than that. If you got 6 credit cards, this is just being stable. This ain't financially free. This ain't even secure. This is just being stable. It just means that if I make $100,000 a year and after taxes, I get $75,000 of that. And then I break that down into my monthly expenses, which I don't have. My phone is right here. But let's break that down. I'm going to show you what this actually means. Let's break this down. If I got $75,000 after taxes, and then now that $75,000 has to spread over the entire year, that means I actually have, I multiplied. I didn't divide. 75,000 divided by 12, guys, equals $6,250. That means I have legitimately now, I ain't paid for nothing. I got $6,250. That's what I got, $6,250. That's what I got every month to spend. A person that wants to be financially stable, that means they are cognizant that my mortgage or rent has to get paid out of that. Any maintenance, if I own a home, obviously you're going to have maintenance and repairs. My car has to be paid out of that. My insurance has to be paid out of that. If I'm a salon owner, I may have another rent or mortgage I have to pay for. I got all the utilities that's got to be paid out of that. I got every credit card, every school bill, child care. I don't care what it is you got to pay for. I got to eat. So I got food. That means that out of that $6,250, you have to be able to cover everything and minimally have 10% left over. So that means that is just being financially stable. That ain't secure. You ain't going to become rich that way, okay? So if I deduct 10% off of that, 10%, that means I should have minimally $625 every month over. So if I'm $6,250 minus $625, hold on. $6,250 minus $625, my touch isn't working good here. That means really, what I really got, this is somebody that wants to be just financially stable. I ain't say I'm going to be rich. I ain't even going to say I'm going to have a lot of extra money. That means I really should be living and creating a budget that is $5,625. $5,625. And that has to cover everything. Y'all hear me? That's just being financially stable. That means I just got a little extra money. Because if you do $625 and you multiply that time by a year, let me give you, for some of y'all that own homes, let me tell you what that looks like. 625 times 12. That's a year. That's $7,500. Let me give you an example of what can eat that up, which is just being stable. If any of you all have ever had to replace furnaces, replace hot water tanks, whether it's for your business or whether it's for your home, you can eat that $7,500 up. If you replace I got a furnace right now that needs to be replaced. They told me $2,800. That's just a furnace. That's at my place of business. Now, what if my furnace at my house go out and I don't have these, which I do, but I don't have these programs that will actually allow me to be able to, pay this deductible and they come fix it. I do have one of those. But what if I don't do that? Furnace here could be $2,000. Let's say if you're in a hot climate, let's say the central air unit goes out. Let's talk about water issues. We got water issues right now. The water issues we have right now are going to cost us at our home, are going to cost us anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000, depending on how we want to fix it. You see what I'm saying? So if I say $7,000, one issue literally sucked up all of my extra. So that's just being financially stable. That ain't being secure. That's just being stable. Y'all with me? All right, if you want to join on to that virtual webinar, let me tell you what I'm going to break down. I'm going to break down a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is in here. I'm going to break down COGS. Those are the cost of goods and things you need to do your business. I'm going to break it down miscellaneous. It's all kind of miscellaneous stuff. I'm going to break down if you got a business and you're an entrepreneur, you got staff. What if they quit? If your staff quit, you think you got some extra money, but that's going to take you or someone else from doing something else that they were maybe producing. And now that could actually kill the income over here. And if you're one and you have to pick up the slack, that means you can't be in two places at one time. You got to actually pick it up. And then what you were doing that was making money can't make money. So I'm going to go into that. You got to really start to define what is a need and what is a want. See, we think we need stuff that we really don't need. You got to really clearly define what is a need and what is a want. I'm going to break all that down. And you have to start really breaking those down into anything that produces income is a need, and anything that takes away from income is a want. That's real simple. But I'm going to break that down even more, because I'm going to give you, if you join on, and the webinar is only $99, guys. That's the one on the 27th. Now, you're going to get a good taste of this if you join on with me and Tamika, which I'm going to talk about that later. That's also on my website, and it's on sale just for today. Today only, guys. That's it. Now, you only get an hour. The other one is 4, but you're going to get a good taste of what I'm talking about. So you can go on my website, knowledgebynikki.com, hit classes, and you'll see everything. You have to develop this. I got this from a friend of mine. Everything can be important, but everything can't be urgent. You got to start figuring out what's really important and what's urgent. You got to schedule everything. You got to create a list and organize the list according to what brings you a return. You have to create realistic timetables on how you're going to complete these tasks. You have to never focus on more than 2 or 3 things at once, because that's when everything goes sideways. And you have to learn to departmentalize based off of an hourly or a daily system. Okay? I'm going to break all that down when y'all go into the webinar, because that ain't nothing I can talk about, not even in an hour on here. Okay? Then let's talk about being financially secure. You see, that's the next page, right? Now, financially secure is different. That means I got more than that $7,500 in the kitty, right? Financially secure, listen to this. It refers to the peace of mind that you feel when you are not worried about income being enough to cover your expenses. It also means that you have enough money saved to cover emergencies and or financial goals. Y'all with me? That's what that means. That's very different. That's very different than just being able to pay bills. That means you're sleeping good, because money worries can keep you up at night. That means you're sleeping good. That also means that you have enough money if you want to take a vacation once a year. If emergencies happen, you actually are in a position where you can cover these broken this and broken that, child broke his arm, this, whatever. That means you can cover that kind of stuff, right? And then your future financial goals, whatever you want to do next. If you want to expand your business, if you want to buy a new house, if you need a new car, if you want to buy real estate, I don't care what it is, whatever your financial goals are, this is when you start thinking seriously about, what do I need to get there? How much money do I need to? This is when you start saying, you know what, I'm going to quit. I had to quit this when I got there. I was at Starbucks every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. When I really start wanting to be financially secure, I said, you know what, I need to see how much money I'm spending at Starbucks. So I did the app thing. I said, that'll help me keep up with what I'm spending. Y'all, was $6,000 a year. Now, anytime you're spending $6,000 a year on something that you don't own or something that you ain't got stock in, that's a problem. So I said, no. I went in there. I said, how much that machine y'all got cost back there? They told me $600. I bought it. All right, let me go and buy that machine. I even wanted to feel good. I bought me a whole bunch of Starbucks cups. You know you can do that, right? So I felt and I have not, when I say I go to Starbucks maybe once a month. So because I'm thinking bigger, because I'm thinking more security, I have to now put that $6,000 somewhere else. I can't give it to Starbucks and have no return on it. And so these are things when you start getting to the point that you stable. You can't not be stable and go into being secure. It doesn't work. You have to be stable first, and then you start thinking financial security. Let me talk about some of the things that will come with that. Let me go the right direction here. All of this will be broken down, and I'm going to give you ironclad formulas, phone numbers, people you can contact, things you could do if you join the webinar, which is you hit the tap the link above this, you'll have it, okay? Listen to this. You got to create a budget wheel. You got to create a wheel, meaning they have them online, but you got to create your own. You might not need it exactly like theirs, and you got to live at least 10 to 20% below that budget. I just gave you a 10%. You really going to start wanting to live about 20% below your budget. That means if your car note too high, take it back, get another car. If your mortgage is too high, your rent is too high, the minute you can sell that house or rent it out or do something else, do it, and go live somewhere cheaper. The minute your lease is up on that rent, that means you're going to go find you a place. You didn't need 2 bedrooms, no way. You ain't got nothing but junk in the other bedroom. That means you're going to start downsizing. You're going to start thinking differently when you really want to be financially secure. You probably will start creating additional bank accounts or just different pots that you can keep money in that won't get mixed up with other money. You're going to want to learn how to read financial statements. You're going to want to look at your tax documents and have some clue of what this stuff means, because you're going to want to know how your money is working or not working. You're going to get more intrigued about this thing. You should want to know, especially if you're in a business like ours where it's a lot of cash and it's money every minute, money every client. You want to learn how to read cash flow projections. You want to learn what your cash is doing so you don't always have to incorporate or get loans to do what you're trying to do. Balance sheets. You're going to want to know what that means. What is a balance sheet? An income statement, profit and loss. You're going to want to know what these type of things look like, because this will help you be able to do what I call read your money. You're going to want to learn how to read your money. You're going to want to get your credit in order. If you never cared about credit, you care about it now. You're going to want to minimize debts. You're going to want to learn new skills, because new skills you're going to have to learn some stuff that you may not have normally done, but you ain't going to be in a position where you want to start paying everybody, even if you got the extra cash. Now, some stuff fine, but some stuff you're going to want to learn how to do so you can do some of these things on your own, so you can produce without having an output all the time. You're going to want to start expanding your circles. You're going to want to start expanding the type of people you're around. You're going to want to get rid of some of the type of people that you don't need to be around. And you're going to be willing to do it, and it ain't going to matter. They ain't got to like you. They just got to respect you. You're going to be willing to take the hit for being bougie, for being, you change. That's good. You did change. You need to change. When people tell you that, that's not a bad thing. You have to change in order to grow. It is necessary. You have to start giving some people 50 feet in order to grow, because I don't care how strong-minded you are, if you constantly got this other stuff in your brain or this other stuff just around you, it's going to hinder your growth. You need to be around different type of people that are where you're trying to go, not only people that are where you came from. I ain't saying you got to kick them to the curb and dismiss them and act like they don't exist, but you're going to have to minimize the amount of time you spend around them. You're going to have to. You're going to want to hire a coach. I'm a coach, and I'm a coach that has a coach. You're going to want to hire a coach, a mentor. You're going to hire and I will also call this an accountability person. You're going to want to get connected to someone that will keep you accountable, somebody that will keep you striving. That's somebody, when you get a little off, that will kick you in your butt and step on your neck and tell you, no. We gonna get this together. Whatever we need to do, we're going to do this. And they're going to keep you honest also. Because when you start wanting to get your money right, you have to get honest. You can't lie. You can't blame. No. It's you. And you got to fix it and be radical about it. You're going to start reading more. You're going to wake up earlier, and you're going to be more health conscious. These are natural things that start to happen when people start getting their money together. There is no, what we call, successful person that you can talk to that will say these things don't start happening when you start really wanting to grow and be what we call financially secure. Okay? I'm going to break all that down more. If you hit the link, you'll be able to get in. It's probably going to be more like 4 hours instead of 2. Okay? This is something you're going to want to know. Then I'm going to go to financially free. It's a whole different game. Once you've gotten financially secure and you've been in that lane for a while, this is when you're going to start thinking financial freedom. And financial freedom, which is how this even started from me talking to my coach, is a whole different space, guys. And it's a space that requires consistent, constant nurturing of this process. Let me read the definition. What is financial freedom? Being financially free. Y'all listen to me when I say this. It means you can maintain your desired lifestyle without a regular paycheck. Y'all hear me? That's when that means that I can actually go somewhere, chill for 3-4 days, and nothing changes about what I do. Nothing. In other words, financial freedom is what we call the 21st century definition of retirement. Y'all hear me? And that could happen at any age. And the only way you're going to get there, let me read some stuff to you. And I'm going to tell you how to do it, y'all. Let me read some stuff to you, right? You definitely got to get, wait, hold on. That's the wrong one, guys. Where's the right one here? Okay, you definitely got, you know what, I'm going to have to go on my computer. I got the wrong one copy here. Well, you definitely are going to have to get your financial life in order. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back onto my computer. I think I printed out the one. This looks like the one I printed out for being financially secure. See, that's what's good about me sitting right here in front of my computer. I can just go right to it. So let me find this for you all. This is what all of us aspire to do. But I promise you, you will not get there unless you take the necessary steps on every leg of this journey. So for those of you all that are not at least financially stable, let me help you get there. You sign on to that link at the beginning of this, at the heading of this Facebook Live, YouTube Live, wherever you're watching this from. Let me find this for you all real quick. You sign on to there. You'll be able to actually be in, and I'm going to change my post. It actually is it's 4 hours. It is not 2. Because it's going to be 4 hours. I already know. Okay, let me get to, here we go. Financially free. Here we go. You're going to have to, let me add the rest. Wait a minute now. We got the same things here. Okay, here we go. You're going to have to understand. You're going to have to do everything you did when you financially were stable. You're also going to have to learn how to delegate. That is the number one thing. You're going to have to learn how to delegate responsibility. You're going to have to learn how to take yourself out of the equation and let other people do stuff. Okay, that's what I got up here. You're going to have to learn how to do that. So delegating delegating things that you need done is going to be totally important. You're going to have to think, as Robert Kiyosaki says, with a big business mindset. Okay, you're going to have to be willing to train and delegate these responsibilities. I see a lot of people that they go get help, grab help, but they never take the time to train them adequately. But then they always complain about how they don't do stuff right. Well, did you train them? Did you? And let me tell you, the way to train people, this is an easy system. When you train people, first of all, you got to have a system. You need to have a written training system. Step 1, we do this. Step 2, we do that. Whether it's digital in your phone, wherever, it needs to be in text somewhere. 1, 2, 3, all the way until they're done. You need to first, you do it. That's how you train. You do it. That means you show them everything to do. And you may have to do this 3 or 4 times. Show them everything to do. Then after you do it, then we do it. That means you and your trainee have to do it together. You or someone else you've hired has to stand with them and make sure they get the gist. You're going to have to do that 3 to 5 times. You do it. We do it. After we do it, then they do it. You cannot train a person adequately unless you do it in that order. You do it. It needs to be written. They need to have something they can go back and refer to. I do 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Whatever. Then once they get to the point that they're on their own, they do. So each time, remember, you do it, that's 3 to 5 times. We do it, that's the trainee and someone else, even if it's not you, 3 to 5 times. And then they do it and they have this written something. I don't care if it's on their phone, I don't care where it's at, if it's on the wall. Then they have something to refer to, and now it's just practice. So you have to train and delegate, okay? The next thing is, if you want to be financially free, you have to learn to leverage everything you got. Everything. That means if you own a piece of real estate, this is also the time where you're going to want to start learning more about assets. You're going to want to start understanding the difference in liabilities and assets. It's going to be very important for you to understand that, because you're going to want to spend most of your time and energy to be financially free, investing in things that are assets and that can bring you some type of return without you having to exhaust everything you got or putting extra money in it. That means, let's say, for instance, I'll give you a prime example. I'm in that space. So the home that me and my husband are in, I went to the village. I said, I tell y'all what, this home, the price of the home, and if we sold it, we may not get a lot for it. Okay, we may get a couple thousand, a couple dollars, but that ain't enough for me. He like, whatever. That ain't enough for me. So what I decided to do, I went to the village. I said, look, is there any way I could turn my home into 2 apartments? So I broke down what I needed to do. I got an architect to draw out the plans. They said, okay, you got to have 2 entrances up, 2 entrances down. Cool. Let me tell you what, because I'm in the mindset of being financially free. We had water issues when we first moved here that we never fully resolved. We put Band-Aids over it because it was expensive, but we didn't resolve it. The water issues are going to really cause me to have to do what's called, if any of you all know what this is, it's an interior drain line, or I'm going to have to dig outside, excavate, dig, put all the black stuff on the wall, create an exterior drain line, redirect the water, put the dirt back in, and put grass, okay? That could be all the way from $7,000 to $15,000. What I decided to do, I said, well, I'll tell you what, I know the exterior will literally fix the problem. You won't have no more problems. I said, okay, well, we got to dig anyway. And we got to fix the water problem anyway. This is what you start thinking when you want to be financially free. How about we dig? How about we find out from the village if we can create a walkout basement? That's what I did. That means if they got to dig anyway, they might, instead of throwing dirt back in it, how about you get a cement man that could throw some cement back in it? When they do a walkout basement, they automatically got to create a drain. So they can redirect the water in the drain, create a stairway out. Subsequently, I got another exit downstairs. So now I've turned a house and made it 2 apartments instead of 1 house, and now I can rent it out. And the village okay for me to do that. So I'm leveraging what I already got, what we're already paying for. We got to fix the water anyway. So how about we fix it, but make sure we fix it where it now can bring us a return that will basically pay for this house over and over as the years go by. This is what starts happening. So the first thing is you got to learn how to train and delegate, and then you have to leverage everything. You have to look at everything as an opportunity to expand what it's able to do. That means if you got a business, and I see my salon owners, my salon entrepreneurs with these huge salons with all of this wasted space that could be making money, and you don't have retail, and you could take that same shop that you pay that same money with, and you can start doing other things and adding extra things where now this salon will produce more income, but you ain't paid really nothing else. And the money you have to spend out is nothing. That means your output is very minimal, but the return can literally change the game for you. When you want to be financially free, you're going to have your assets and your money work for you. It's going to have to be working when you ain't working. That is the only way you're going to be financially free. You cannot be financially free any other way. And these are some of the principles. There are more, but I know we're getting long. And if y'all really want to learn this, and for me to give you rock solid things, I'm going to give you companies, I'm going to give you systems, I'm going to give you things that will take you from financial stability to financial security to financial freedom. Now, I ain't all the way free yet, but I'm on that journey, y'all. I'm on the journey of being free, okay? And freedom means I want to be able to take off for a month. I want to literally, this is one of my bucket list things. I love Asia. I want to be able to go to China or go to Hong Kong or go to Tokyo, and I want to be able to stay for 1 month. 1 month. And not worry about a thing. 1 month. Now, when I go, I'm able to stay a week and I'm cool. But after that, I got to make it on back home, okay? I want to be able to stay for 30 days. When I come back here, I ain't going to know what time it is. Total jet lag insomnia, right? I want to be able to stay for 30 days because now I do a lot of business in there, in that area. And I want to be able to stay for 30 days. And I actually want to be able to go from Hong Kong to China to Japan. That is what I want to be able to go. Bing, bing, bing. And I want to be able to be gone for 30 days. That is on my bucket list. And I want to be able to do that. And I want to not miss a beat. When I can do that, that's when that's just the beginning. That's when I know that I have done the necessary things to be financially free. When bills still get paid, I ain't losing no sleep. I ain't got to call home. I ain't got to be manipulating and juggling money and making sure bank accounts is straight. Now, I mean, you still want to keep up with your stuff. Now, I'm not saying that. But when I get there is when I know that I have done what I needed to do to be financially free. And also, along with being financially free, you're going to have to totally embrace the digital revolution. You're going to have to totally embrace what it means to go completely digital. We have a world now, an information age that allows us to do everything, literally everything, digitally, everything, and literally be able to create just unsurmountable amounts of revenue and be able to live comfortably from sitting in our homes and just basically doing what it is that we do. But it's going to require my right brain thinkers to be systematic, to be regimented, to be consistent. This that I'm telling you, to go from financially stable to financially secure to financially free, it's going to require a very different way of thinking. Okay? And I'm actually reading, I don't know where it is, it's somewhere around here. I'm reading a really interesting book. I'm trying to see, where could I have put my book? Let me think. I don't know, it's somewhere around here because I have books everywhere because I'll be reading them everywhere. I ran across a book and the title was so interesting to me that I had to buy it. I bought it off of Amazon. And for those of you all that are watching me that are Christians, that are my Christian, saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled people, the name of the book is 100 Reasons God Hates Poverty. Y'all hear me? And when I saw the book, I said, let me observe this. Listen to me, 100 Reasons God Hates Poverty. The book is a extremely interesting read. I think I'm not completely done with it. I think after I finish it, I'm going to do a live on it. It's one of the most interesting spins on how God views money. I have a book that's called God and Money. It's really good. And they really tie together. And I'm gonna have to do some praying and some really soul search. Let me say this. I agree with everything in the book so far. Let me just say that. But he put it in a way that I never would have looked at it. And this is a pastor that wrote this book. So it's very interesting. It's an interesting read. If you all want to check it out, it's on Amazon. I bought it. I think I've read 3/4 of it. It's really good though. And I love it. And so this is something that I want you all to sit with me. I am doing Tamika James. It's called we call it WOCO. It's a women's virtual conference. I'm one of the speakers. I am only doing 1 hour of kind of talking about this a little bit, but we're going to take one subject. We're not going to be able to do all three. And I will be doing that on January 19th. Her and I were supposed to be on now. I'm going to kind of get with her in a minute, see if we can go on a little bit later, because there's a 1-day special. And this, I'm only going to be dealing though with one part because we only have an hour. If you want to get this full program, then you're going to have to go on my website. And I believe it's on Tamika James. It's only $27 for today only. Just today. Y'all hear me? And I'm going to be talking about financial stability because I know a lot of my people don't even have financial stability. We're going to only be dealing with that aspect. This is for women, y'all. I'm going to be talking about financial stability. That is 1 hour. That will be on her live webinar. You all can go onto my website, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. If you hit classes, you'll see I have it up there where you can download and pay. It's $27 today only. After today, 10 o'clock p.m. Central, that will be taken down. That'll give you 1 hour of me talking to you about all the different things you need to do to be financially stable. If you all want to actually go deeper, because someone put up their website for me, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com. If you all want to be secure and free, you're going to have to actually go on to I have it on Facebook. I'm going to upload that today. I'll upload that where you can actually pay for that as well. That's $99. It's scheduled for next 2 Mondays, the 27th. It's scheduled for the 27th. I accidentally put the 13th, so I changed that in the Facebook post. But it is actually going to be 7 to 10, and I'm actually going to make it a 7 to 9. I'm actually going to make it 7 to 11 because I already know it's going to, and I'll make it 7 to 10. It's going to take me about an hour to talk about each subject. And the thing that's going to be nice about that one is that I will allow you to, it's going to be live, and I'll have someone here with me that'll be able to take questions. So that one's going to also have questions along with it. Okay. That is the one that actually is in the site or is in this heading. If you go to the heading of this particular live, if you click that, it's going to direct you to that one, and then I'll actually connect you to a Facebook private page that is where I do all these things. But think about it, guys. Think about it. I want all of us to at someday, what's that song? Aretha Franklin made it. Someday we'll all be free. Okay? And I'm actually going to dig that song up. I love that song. But that is something that we all should aspire to. But the thing that it's going to require, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to be off. It's going to require, I'm going to get real close when I say this, for us to detach ourselves from what people think. Did y'all hear me? Y'all, please share this. Everybody share this with your group. Share this with people directly on Messenger. Share this with people that you know need it and want it. I understand everybody ain't there yet. Everybody ain't there. They're like, I ain't doing all that because it requires you to get honest about your whole life. When you start getting honest about your money and not blaming people and not going to the mall every time you get sad and causing more debt, it requires you to really, really say, you know what? Whatever the cost is, I'm going to have to do this because I know that I need this. If you all go on my page today, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com, and you hit classes, you'll be able to sign up for the $27 class, which will allow you to be able to, $27. Y'all, look, I don't like fast food. When I go out, I spend more money than that on Red Lobster to go. Outback to go. $27, and we're only going to be talking about being financially stable, which we got to do that first, guys. You have to be stable first before you can be secure or free. We got to at least be able to cover what we got and get rid of some of what we don't need, okay? So I need you all be there, because in my coaching, this is the thing that makes everything hard. I'm a business development strategist, so I take businesses that are failing or that just want to expand or want to even exist. People don't have them and they want to start them. I take businesses like that, and the thing that always is the thorn is money. The finances, just, you can't move without money, guys. So I'm going to show you what money looks like in motion, okay? When money truly is in motion is when you get to being financially free. So you all check that out. If you click the link on this site, you're going to get the whole kit and caboodle. You're going to get financially stable, financially secure. And I ain't going to just talk at you. I'm going to give you real homework, stuff to do, people to call, companies that will help you, stuff like that. And all the way up to financial freedom. Then you log on to the $99. That's a drop in the bucket. You hit in the title of this, where I say, Salon Entrepreneurs, what does your finances say about you? You hit that link, you put your info in there, and you're done. I connect you to the page, and on the 27th, we're going to get at it, right? That's 7 p.m. That's what you need to do. If you just want to learn how to be financially stable, then you go on my website, Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.com, and you're going to click that link. It's a link. And guess what, guys? It also downloads the information for you. I may have to alter a couple things. I see I got some doubles on there, but that's okay. You'll get it by that if you do it. And $27. Set. $27. Now, you won't get the link to actually go onto the webinar until after your credit card has cleared. Then I will give you the access to be on the webinar. Now, let me tell you what's beautiful about this webinar, guys. If you want to join the webinar, which is through Tamika's page, it will allow you, even though you've paid for me directly, it will allow you to also have privy to some of the other stuff that's part of the virtual conference, guys. So it's kind of a 2 for 3 for 4 for, I don't remember how many of us are actually going to be there. But I'll only be talking about financial stability. So again, you decide on what it is that you want to learn. And maybe you want to learn financial stability first. That'll be the 19th. That's next week. And then after that, you may say, I need to learn the rest. I need to learn about being secure. I need to learn about then getting to freedom. Totally your choice. But this is one of the things, guys, we got to get it right. And I will tell you, when you start taking care of your money, your life will change in every way. And it's not about the money. It's about the mindset that comes with organizing the thing that sustains your life, the life of others, the life of your children. As the Bible says, what you're able to leave for your children's children. It's that mindset that I'm really working to shift so that we can have better homes, better lives, better businesses. I actually even have in here, this is at one of the entrepreneur conferences that I'll be doing. And let me show you all what this says here. I have, listen to this. Most common contributors to stress amongst Americans. First one is too many responsibilities. Second thing, too many responsibilities is 54% of Americans. This is the number one contributor of stress. And it's at 54%. Now dig this, y'all. Financial problems, or it says problems with finances, are 53%. of the contributors of stress amongst Americans. More than half of our stresses are money related. More than half. And the only way we're going to fix that is to get honest, to say, I don't care, I need to fix this, to start wanting to learn and be educated on more things about money and how to do it, and to start paying attention to our money, to start even understanding how to price things the right way. If you're an entrepreneur and you sell products or you sell services, some of us are losing in the door because our pricing structure doesn't support the things we have to buy. If you join the $99 conference, I'm going to talk about that. Also on my website, I just updated my workbook. It's called my Money Does Matter workbook. Now this is on steroids. It's $150 and it breaks down 10 different subject matters about money. Y'all hear me? I also have an ebook. So I haven't downloaded the ebook, but I also have it. You can get the actual book and you can also get the ebook. That is my Money Does Matter conference. That book is a 2-day event that will go on April 26th and 27th here in Chicago. That is 2 days, and we go through everything in that book. Everything. We don't miss nothing. It's 10 chapters. It's money on steroids. You can't get that in an hour, and you can't get that in 4 hours. That requires days for me to sit with you. You got to fly here to Chicago. Yes, I take care of your hotel, and I feed you lunch. And you come sit here with me and we're going to walk through this, and you're going to bring your finances. You're going to bring your merchant processing forms. You're going to bring your last 2 years tax returns. It's a whole list of stuff that if you sign up for that conference, you're going to bring it. That is also on my website if you're interested in payment arrangements for that, because that is $1,000. That is $1,000. But it covers your hotel and it covers your lunch. All you got to do is get your hair, and it covers 16 hours of financial training. Okay, that's not till April, guys. Y'all, hey, you can don't buy that bag, don't buy them shoes. Start cooking food at home or at work, and you'll be able to afford that. But these are the things that I have offered, guys. I am committed in my own life to get it right, and as much as I learn, I give to you. I share with you. I would love to see you all there. So hopefully I will see you all. We can start at the $27 conference, which if you go on my website, you'll be able to sign up for that. And I'll send you the link to Tamika's. Then if you want to take it further, sign up at the heading of this, my $99 conference, which is going to be like 3 to 4 hours. And then if you really like, no, I need to be there. I need to do this thing. And you bring on, and I have people that are there to help you look at your real stuff and get it right. That's $1,000. That's not until April, and that's 2 days, 16 hours. Are y'all with me? And it covers your hotel for 2 days. Don't worry about it. Now, it's a shared hotel, so you will be in there with somebody else. And it covers your hotel. You get here, we going to sit down. We going to have a money management moment for 2 days, a long moment. And we're going to get it right together, guys, okay? Where we can look at your real finances and tell you what to do, why you don't want to do this. And then give you real information. So you're gonna get a lot of stuff, and you actually get the book. That book is $150. You get the book with that class. So that book is $149. You can go on the website. You can buy the book. You can still do it. I got it. It's pretty self-explanatory. But you know, for those of you all that are more what we call kinesthetic learners, you need to actually be there, do it, touch it. You're a hands-on kind of person. Then I'll see you there, okay? So I'm getting ready to ride out because I'm starving, guys. I need some breakfast. And then me and my girl, Tamika, we're going to come back in a little bit later. I'm going to have her talk to you a little bit more about the conference. So y'all keep your notifications on, because I'm going to come back in and she'll be able to talk to you a little bit more about that. And we're going to talk about why this was even created. So this is Knowledge by Nikki with 1K.